What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have career mode for the German Grand Prix Season 5 of F1 2016 career mode. I'm going to be honest, it's a little bit hard to juggle all the different series I've got going on at the moment. One of which, F1 2017 news came out yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. There's some pretty big details that have come out from Codemasters, and yeah, you definitely want to see it, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. But here we are in career mode, German Grand Prix. This is qualifying, and as you can see, we've got some weather playing a part in the conditions once again. You can see at the moment we're sitting in P3, slightly behind Perez, which is a little bit alarming. The Force India seems to be very quick so far in this season, always getting themselves some decent results like the odd podium here or there, especially when there's some controversy to be had in a certain Grand Prix. But here we are qualifying. Second lap was much better than the opening one, and we improved by 7/10 to go to provisional pole position. So in terms of this session, the rain was easing off as the session went on, and we've got to a point right at the death here where we could actually go out on a set of dry tyres, or at least I felt like it was, and I checked the delta, and there you go, dry tyres are faster by 1.5 seconds. So we're going to go out here at the death and make sure that we secure our spot in a qualifying 2, because you never know what other AI cars are going to be out there potentially on dry tyres. I would have really relished this moment if I was like in the manor with barely any upgrades, getting myself like a potential pole position. But this is only qualifying 1. We're in the Mercedes. We're pretty safe anyway, so this lap in itself is fairly pointless, especially given that there's only 4 or 5 cars out on track at the moment. So this is all really for exhibition, and we're going to improve by pretty much 5 seconds to go P1. I don't think anyone else was out there on dry tyres, which was very surprising. So we top qualifying 1 by an absolute margin, 4.2 seconds faster than Daniel Ricciardo. You'll never see that again. Never ever in a career mode. But I'll take it. We'll go into Q2 now and possibly, you know, get obliterated by the Red Bulls. We seem to be lacking a little bit in terms of qualifying pace lately, so we'll see if we can hopefully rectify that. I've taken this game a little bit more seriously ever since I've got into league racing. Understood the setups a bit better. I've even changed my driving style sometimes. Like before, I never used to use first gear, but now I use it as a tool to launch myself off of corners. And it seems to be working out so far, but our first lap in Q2 was an absolute disaster. I got the worst exit off of turn 3, I think it was, the entrance onto the long straight. You know, probably the worst corner you want to stuff up on, and we're in the danger zone at the moment. So I've elected to go back onto the soft compound tyres and qualify into Q3 on this harder set so that we can make a strategy ploy in the race. Because you guys don't know this, I haven't shown it on screen yet, but there is going to be rain in the race about halfway through. So if we can start the race on soft compound tyres and take those as long as we can, we might be able to get to the rain period without making a stop. So here we go through the third sector. We're up by almost 2/10. We're losing time here through the first and second part of that final corner, and we're only going to improve by 2/10 here. It's P11. P11 in qualifying in Germany. I could have gone actually for another lap there, but I didn't think it was worth it. Coming into that qualifying run, the tyres were already on 7%, so they would have been at least over like 10% in terms of tyre wear. So I felt personally it wasn't worth going for that extra lap. I decided to park it, qualify in P11 or 12, and then start the race on a harder compounded tyre, knowing that the rain is coming. So hopefully we can get away with one less stop, and by sacrificing our grid position, it can mean we potentially get a race win in tomorrow's German Grand Prix. We'll see. It's a big gamble. Let's see if it pays off.
Good afternoon and welcome to a place that is very special to us all in the Formula One community. It's the Hockenheim Ring, home of the German Grand Prix. Always good for a close scrap is Hockenheim. Think back to Alonso, Ricciardo, Vettel as recently as 2014, and I'm expecting some more strong racing today.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
Okay, so here we are on the grid of the German Grand Prix. I think we will give the fans a race worth watching, given that we are starting in P11. We're going to have to do some overtaking in this race if we want to get towards the front. So in terms of the strategy, we're going to start on the soft compound tyres. I feel that's going to be the best race tyre for today, so we'll chuck those on. If the rain doesn't come in the first 20 minutes, we'll chuck on another set of soft compound tyres.
If the situation changes, we'll let you know.
Okay, so it looks like rain isn't anywhere near on the horizon. If you look at the sky as well, it doesn't look like it's actually going to hit in this race, but I'm going to trust the engineers. They say there is a forecast for rain about halfway through the race, half an hour, 40 minutes. So we'll see. Hopefully, it all pays off. Here we go, 5 red lights for the German Grand Prix, and we are finally underway. I just love how it just leaves the lights on for an absolute age. Just builds the tension just beautifully. But through turn 1, round the outside, this is not generally the place you want to be. In real life, you get shoved out wide, but thankfully enough the AI are fairly kind to us. Up the inside into turn 2 now, and we regain our original grid starting position as Wehrlein overtook us through turn 1 there. So now we can slipstream the guys in front. I think we're running with lower downforce than the guys around us, so this should be a fairly beneficial run for us here on the straight into P10 now, and the guys in front of us squabbling over the back end of the top 10 points there. So we'll go up the inside of Bottas, that's P9. Can we out-drag Alonso? Of course we can. Nice McLaren Honda, that's P8. And next up, Kimi Räikkönen. Couldn't really squeeze my way through there. Räikkönen had pretty much the track position. He was basically dictating where his car was going to go, and there was absolutely no way I could have gone around the outside there. So it's P8 on the opening lap of this German Grand Prix. Vettel is down the order. What's he doing in P7? There's a squeeze on between the teammates, and now the Ferrari boys are absolutely shooting themselves in the foot here as Räikkönen just gets hung out to dry. He honestly had the position, but then he got too greedy with trying to hold up Vettel, and we've got him as well. So it's P6 after the AI have been squabbling like mad on these opening 2 laps. Someone went up my inside. That was Räikkönen. So he gets Vettel back in the end. So, wow. What an exchange between the AI. Just absolutely mental. When they decide that they don't want to lose position, or if they get hungry for another one, you won't believe how much time they leak, because they just go so slowly on apex speeds. But anyway, lap 3, and we've set ourselves up with a nice foundation to start this race. Look at that, Grosjean, no chance of keeping us at bay there. This Mercedes is super quick in a straight line, especially with the slipstream on this game. It's near impossible to defend when you've got a really nice run or a nice exit and slipstream and DRS. Literally nothing you can do. But we carry on to lap 4, and Valtteri Bottas is out of the race. He was in the running quite decently there in the top 10. And looks like he's all by himself here. Is an engine failure? No, it's not. It is contact with the Ferrari boys, who have got stuck together again at the same turn, just 1 or 2 laps later. This is Räikkönen up the inside of Grosjean, and then Vettel stops, and I'm guessing that was Bottas that ran into Sebastian Vettel. So we'll see Vettel's POV. He stopped, and Bottas just doesn't stop. Maybe he didn't know there was yellow flags up ahead or wasn't paying attention, but he's out of the Grand Prix, and we might see a safety car potentially in the next 30 seconds. We'll have to wait and see.
Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now.
And the engineer is being tight-lipped, even with me on the race, broadcast. No, broadcast, telecast. No, telecast is still wrong. Forecast, that's the one I'm after. So, GG, Ben. Nice English, nice words. How did I become a YouTuber? But either way, we carry on to the end of lap 6, and a lot of the super soft runners in this Grand Prix are pitting in for another set. This is why I wanted to be on the softs to start this race, because I know that a super soft stint just doesn't last very long. But going back to the engineer and the weather forecast, what's going on? Like, I'm not getting any information this race, and I really need to know what's going on with the weather, because that's really going to play into our strategy today and what we do. But again, lap 7, the very next lap, this is Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen into the pits for another set of tyres. Max going for the super soft tyres. That's interesting, because he might need to stop again before the rain period hits. That's going to cost him so much.
Showing that the light rain could be with us in as soon as 15 minutes time.
So there you go, 15 minutes until the rain hits. Max can only stay out for about, I don't know, under 10 laps, like 7, 8 laps maximum, and that's, really pushing it in terms of 15 minutes. So Max Verstappen is going to be nowhere in this race by the time the rain period hits. Lewis, of course, going on to the soft compound tyres, so he should be fine to last until the rain hits, but we're going on to the softs as well to respond. I don't think my current set or my old set of softs would have made another 15 minutes, so we're responding very early here, getting the new tyres on, you know, a little bit earlier than anticipated, but we're not going to lose too much ground to the cars in front of us. We should be able to chase those guys down. So the effective order as it is at the moment, I think it's going to be us, Ricciardo, and Lewis Hamilton for the running of this race. And now the rain is 10 minutes away, so that helps Lewis get to his stint a little bit easier. Still, I don't think Max is going to make it. Raikkonen lost a lot of time. I thought he was pretty much with us there. I thought he made his first stop, but apparently he hasn't. So we'll carry on to lap 10 now. And there we go. We've gone purple, and we're catching up to our teammate who was stuck behind Sergio Perez. He's going to shape it up the inside. We'll see if we can follow him through, possibly. We'll take a really nice slow apex through turn 2 and then get a beastly exit around the outside of Perez into effective 4th place, is it? We'll see if we can get in front of Lewis as well. We've got the slipstream, the DRS around the outside, and there we go. We've overtaken our teammate in the process as well. That puts us on the podium and just behind the 2 Red Bulls. Max, of course, we don't think he's going to be in the running, so I think that's going to be effective P2 in this Grand Prix. Ricciardo was on the Super Softs as well, but he's just made a stop. Okay. So I didn't realise that Ricciardo was on the Supers as well. So both the Red Bulls here have screwed up massively with the strategy, and they're both into the pit lane now. So that relinquishes both the Mercedes to be 1 and 2 in this German Grand Prix. With the rain only 5 or so minutes away, we are definitely in the box seat here, and here comes Lewis again chasing me down. We actually built out a little bit of a gap to Lewis in the last few laps, but now as tyre wear comes into it, it seems like his car is looking after the rear tyres a little bit better, and I seem to be struggling a little bit. So this could be very interesting in the next few laps. If Lewis gets in front of me, this is going to be very crucial for his race. He can be the first to respond to put on the intermediate tyres, and if we both come in at the same time, we're going to be double stacking. So this is really important for both of our races here to stay in front. Lewis goes to the inside through the hairpin. He squeezes me out. I'm going to do the under and over on him, and looks like we just launch it off the hairpin in first gear, and we might just about hold on to that track position. We'll have the inside for the next right-hander, but if Lewis stays there, which he doesn't, he would have had the inside and possibly would have got me back.
Expecting light rain any moment now.
Okay, so rain is pretty much upon us now, and the tyre wear is really starting to kick in here. So any moment now we could be diving into the pits. We've just got to make that late call, just based on how the car feels and how much grip we've got under the tyres. So yeah, again, we're battling away. Here comes Lewis again up the inside. It looks like he's further along this time, and I haven't, you know, really placed the car well there to do the under and over on him, and it looks like he's got in front of me. You can see I was weaving the wheel. Pretty angry with myself to let that happen, and now Lewis, with better pace, is going to be really hard to catch as the track condition is diminishing quite a lot. Lap by lap, the grip just really falls away, and it's really accentuated by the lack of grip that I'm having by the tyres, you know, falling off the cliff now. Lewis is into the pits, but I think it's too early. It's still too early to go onto intermediate tyres.
There's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one?
Okay, well, it's not early anymore. It's the absolute perfect time. I think Lewis actually pitted for another set of dry tyres. He couldn't make it on the tyres, and he was lapping better than what I could. I was just absolutely struggling, waiting for this time to come, and now it is here. Intermediate tyres. I think we're going to be the first in the field to put them on, and this could be a race-winning move here. You can see Ricciardo was right behind me as I made my pit stop. So even though I was riding off Red Bull in this race, they pulled off a bit of a master plan here by getting on the new tyres and really making that ground on us while we were struggling on old soft compound tyres. And Max stayed out the extra lap. He didn't want to stack behind Daniel. Pretty much lost the pit stop to us, so it is Verstappen, in fact, who is going to be out of the running in this one. But we carry on to a lap or two later. We make a mistake as we lock up into the hairpin. It's still a sign of the track not quite being wet enough, is when you lock up quite a bit in intermediate conditions. But I think now it should be fine, and we've adapted to the conditions, and now we're just pretty much lapping back markers, trying to keep Ricciardo behind us.
This heavy rain will last about 15 minutes, after which we should see a transition to light rain.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the heavy rain. There was a forecast for heavy rain, but I wasn't too sure if it was actually going to hit in this race. But it turns out we might have one final twist and turn in the back end of this Grand Prix. Still negotiating back marker cars, and Ricciardo makes advantage of that, going around the outside. I don't think that's going to amount to anything, which it doesn't. Pretty much the dry line right now is the fastest way around the circuit, as the track is getting even wetter now, wet to the point where the intermediates are starting to not really work properly. So the racing line, the dry line, is pretty much the place you want to be. If you venture offline or try and go for an overtake, you just lose a lot of grip. So that's really playing into my favor at the moment, as there's only like 3, 4, 5 laps to go, and we're starting to form a little bit of a train there. That's Max Verstappen catching up to the back of us as well. So we're getting to the point now where it's dangerously close to wet weather tyres. We're just taking it on a lap by lap basis now, possibly even waiting for Jeff to call us in to pit. But in the final 3 laps, you're getting into that territory where you almost don't want to pit. You want to hold on to track position, stay out on intermediate tyres on a wet track, because there's always that danger that if you do pit, you're not going to make up the time to get back into the lead again. So we'll see how we go. We've just got to react to whatever the AI do and see how we go.
Looks like it's probably about time we change tyres. It's a bit of a crossover period for sure, but the longer we stay out, the worse it's going to get.
I know, Jeff. I know. I want to put the wets on, but I don't want to throw away the track position. I'm so frustrated at this point. I absolutely do not know what to do. I'm just checking behind me all the time to make sure that the AI don't pit in, and just hope that I've made the right strategy call. At this point, I think we've just got to go for broke here, stay out on a wet track, and just hope that the guys behind us, possibly on wet tyres. We don't know if anyone else is on wets apart from the top 3 here. Just hope that no one, blazes through the field and catches up to us. But here we go, into the hairpin once again. Oh, that's locking up territory again. No real grip in the tyres. It's so slippery, losing the back end everywhere, and just having to be so delicate with the brake pedal that any small mistake now will pretty much cost us the race win. So here we go, last lap. No one's gone into the pits yet, so I think everyone else is in the same mindset as what I am. They don't want to throw away the track position. It's just too important, and they're not going to make up that kind of time with just 1 lap to go. Around the outside of Jolyon Palmer, he might possibly hold up the Red Bulls behind us and give us a little bit more breathing room, but no, he pretty much let those guys go as well. But here we go, through the final sector. There's yellow flags for someone who spun out on intermediate tyres, so even the AI are absolutely struggling. But through the final corner, it's going to be a race win, massive tank slapper, as we take the checkered flag, first place in Germany.
Absolutely awesome, just amazing. Well done.
So there we go, guys. A victory in Germany. Just about held on to it in the end with very, very tricky conditions. Daniel Ricciardo home in second, Max Verstappen third, and Lewis very unlucky with the strategy, only stopping 1 lap short of the intermediate period. So that could have been a Mercedes 1-2, but hopefully we could get that next time. In terms of the driver standings, that really secures our position at the top of the standings. So yeah, really happy. 50-point lead we have. That's 2 race wins clear of Daniel Ricciardo. So I'm not going to say it yet, but the championship is looking very, very good. But the thing we're after this year is the Constructors. 85 points, or no, it's 65 points back to Red Bull. So again, in that championship, things are looking very good there. So next time, we're off to Spa, and we don't quite have the resource points to do an engine upgrade just yet, but I think in the next episode, we'll have one in time for the Italian Grand Prix. So we should be well and truly on the pace there as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash a like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more F1 game videos. We're off to Spa next, and it should be a really good race there. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time.